All right. Good morning. Good morning, all our fans right on the platform this morning, the 7th of November 2025. We bless God for His mercies and His kindness, His faithfulness, and His everyday loving favor that He has granted to us. Honestly, I want to truly appreciate Pastor Donald for his last message, because the last VN that was dropped this morning after the call out was more than just an announcement. To me, it's more of a soul lifting encouragement. And his words came with a bit of deep conviction and giving strength to a lot of people who have waited patiently, and some even lost confidence along the way. This time, Pastor Donald spoke with some clarity, firmness, saying that we have crossed the Rubicon. And I think that phrase alone carries a strong meaning. It means that there is no going back. The hardest part of the journey has been completed. That's what it means. And what remains is just the reward for us. In other words, we are now in the stage of manifestation. And further to that, according to him, the long wait is finally over with. We have now entered into the time frame of disbursement, meaning that the period when payment is going to start reaching the beneficiaries has finally come. He also emphasized that this time around there will be no reversal, there won't be delay, and there won't be any going back to the days of pain and uncertainties. Everything is now moving forward as planned. He described actually the situation as a table that has been completely set for celebration, and it is like a banquet that has been prepared for a long time, and now the guests are being called to come and dine. So the message seems to have ignited a measure of hope and relief to a lot of hearts that were already growing within the ecosystem. However, Pastor Donald also pointed out that while the celebration table is set, the funds might not fully circulate immediately, particularly not today, because of certain processes and final touches that were involved. He explained that these last-minute procedures are necessary to ensure that everything is done correctly and also transparently. He didn't want to raise false expectations that alerts would drop instantly today, but rather to make us understand that everything is in motion and that the machinery for disbursement has already been activated. He further assured everyone that the matter is already settled, and the only slight challenge that appeared was the management issue that took place within the week, something internal that needed to be corrected for proper coordination. But then, according to him, that issue is already being handled, and from Monday onwards, things would begin to move exactly as expected. And I think this gives us another clear timeline and a reason to keep hope alive, because this long journey, honestly, is truly nearing its joyful end by God's special grace. Further to this, Pastor Donald also made an important clarification that directly concerns the pioneer. I listened to this carefully. He said those who he said there would be no third party. Yes, he said there won't be no third party payment. In other words, what that means is that nobody else would receive money on their behalf. The funds will go directly into the personal bank account of all Pioneer subscribers. And I think this is a statement that shows a high level of transparency and fairness to all the subscribers of Pioneer. It also indicates that the system has been structured in a way to ensure accountability so that no one can claim or divert another person's entitlement. But I think that is explainable, because if we really have to put it on what Pastor Donald says, it's going to beat down what Ngozi Israel said in this perspective. If I could recollect very well, Ngozi Israel says those that subscribe directly under her that their funds were channeled straight to the government, and so their money will go straight to the bank account of each of those beneficiaries without a third party. That is when third party does not come in, because she did not use her NGOs for any registration. She submit all those funds directly to the government. So those that came in through her directly get direct payment into the bank account, no third party. But those who have registered under some other NGOs, it will get to the NGOs before it get to them. So definitely there would be third party in that perspective. Let's not mix that up. Then he also made it clear that I think okay, this one I think no, this is one thing I did, and I want us to take cognizance of this, that whenever we call up leaders or individuals within the movement, whenever we call them out on the platform, I want us to recognize that we are not out to insult anybody. I'm not in the attitude of insulting anybody. I don't like that. I don't do that. Whenever we call people out, we don't attack them. No, we only try to remind them of their responsibility. Sometimes, when there is delay or confusion, people tend to relax or become slow in taking actions. And calling out such individuals is simply a way to wake them up to their duties. It's a form of constructive correction or constructive call out, a way to bring attention to areas that need to be fixed so that the overall progress of the community is not hindered. For instance, if you remember, or if you possibly have noted, each time that Jesus calls Peter by his old name, Simon, take note of that. It was not to condemn him, but to draw his attention to the fact that he was beginning to fumble or to lose focus. Honestly, I discovered that anytime Jesus said, Simon, Simon, you should know that Peter has started fumbling. But whenever he calls him by his name, Peter, that is a stone, Petrus, you understand? So Pastor Donald this time around was called out. It is, and I believe that it's done out of love and responsibility, not out of anger or hatred for him. No. He's a man of God. It's just to remind him of who he is and who others are also, what they represent, and the need to do things rightly for the sake of everyone that is involved in this ecosystem. In simple terms, the message of Pastor Donald this morning is a call to order and a call to readiness. It is a message that speaks both spiritually and practically. Spiritually, it reassures us that God's appointed time has finally come, just as he rightly said that we have crossed the Rubicon, meaning that there is no turning back from the blessings that has been declared. Practically, it reminds us to stay organized, to stay very much alert and also cooperative as the final phase of disbursement begins. Yes, people were tired, of course, for years, for months, for days, but I think this message is bringing another wave of reassurance for us, which is telling us that everything that was once hanging or appears uncertain has now been finalized. When you stand at the edge of a long journey and finally you are seeing the destination with your own eyes, that fatigue of waiting will suddenly turn into excitement, because now you can see what you have been hoping for. That was one thing that affected the children of Israel, because they were promised the land, but they never saw it. But they never also were spiritual enough to understand that the power that made a promise and the power that was with them was more powerful than the power of the enemy that wanted to sidestep them from taking the promise. So they seemed to believe all the things that were around them and not the future promise and what they were headed. You understand? So the calmness and the confidence in Pastor Donald delivering this message this morning also says a lot. He wasn't sounding doubtful or unsure of what he was saying. He spoke like someone who has seen the evidence and knows that things are already taking shape. The confidence is what gives this rise to a hope for this community. It's like when a trusted leader looks at the crowd and says, "We have made it." Even if you haven't yet seen the physical proof, you begin to believe because the voice of authority has spoken to you. And now it's up to everyone to hold on to faith right now. You have to stay patient, maintain unity in this ecosystem on this platform. It's not a time for us to lose focus or get distracted by rumors. It's time to prepare for testimonies and thanksgiving. And as Pastor Donald rightly said, the table is already set. That is to say that all the arrangements have been made, and all that is left right now is just the serving. Everyone who has labored, who have hoped, and who have believed will soon have their joy made full in due course. He also indirectly reminded everyone to act so wisely and stay disciplined. Indirectly, that instruction about not involving third parties shows that people must take responsibility, personal responsibility for their benefits. It's not a season for manipulation or unnecessary interference. Each person must ensure that their information is correct and their bank details are in order, because the process has entered its operational stage. I hope and I think we understand that. So in summary, let me bring this to a close right now. In summary, let me just do a recap of everything I've said. The message of Pastor Donald carries three powerful assurances. First, he mentioned we have crossed the Rubicon. In other words, there is no going back to delay or doubt. Then secondly, he said we have entered the disbursement time frame. In other words, the alerts are closer right now than ever before. Then thirdly, he said the table is set for celebration. In other words, the time for joy is already at hand. So even though the funds may not begin to circulate immediately today, he made it clear that by Monday going forward, progress would become visible and the flow will begin in full force. The management issues that arose has already been addressed, and all that remains is for the execution to begin. Therefore, this is not just for us a time of waiting, but a time of expectation and preparations. If you have a farmer who waits for the harvest seasons with his basket ready, we too, we must prepare to receive what we have long waited for with our basket in our hands. You understand? So indeed, this message that came in this morning from Pastor Donald has a way, it revived me personally, and I want to believe too that it will be a way to revive a lot of hopes, a lot of hearts in the ecosystem, which is a reminder that the delay is never a denial, and that God's promises may take time, but they never fail. We are now at the final chapter of this long journey, and soon, I believe, so you must also believe that the testimonies will speak louder than any doubt. I had to really I hit a little bit hard on the message of Reverend Elibo this morning, and that also made me to call out Pastor Donald, not knowing that his own voice message would drop also this morning. He's been dropping little piece of quotations here and there until he has to come out this morning and speak in this form. So let us hold firm to these words and believe that truly the Rubicon has been crossed and the season of celebration has begun. Thank you very much. This is Princess Seed. In case this resonates deep with your thought, try as much as possible to share this, and let's see how it goes forward from now. Now, for those of us asking, yes, a lot of people have been commenting on the last message posted yesterday night from, I think it was Elder Val or Chief Admin and the Bright, saying concerning the housing estate and how they can get access to it. They were asking for some links and what have you. He didn't drop the direct link. He didn't drop any link to that effect for the housing stuff. He just said it, he mentioned it. But as soon as, if possible, we get a further update on that or how to get him contacted, that people are interested in stuff like that, then we can possibly see how to channel people to that housing estate and stuff. Okay, but for now, please just let's keep our calm and our cool while in expectation of that further our information will be sorted towards that. Thank you very much. I wish you a very nice day and a hassle-free day ahead of you. God bless you.